all of them are getting moved into this new ginormous enclosure. We've got this big male and we're just gonna load him on in. And well, we have made it to the new enclosure. They are nice and safe and secure. And get real close, you can actually come and just see him munch on the lettuce. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys are having just an absolutely amazing day. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, well, I'm Jacob, and this right here is Theo Jr. Theo is my capuchin monkey, and it is a gorgeous day here at my zoo. And if you saw the title and thumbnail, well, you will know for today's video, some of my pets are moving. And by pets, I mean tortoises. Some of my Redfoot tortoises are getting moved. Well, not some, but all of them are getting moved into this new ginormous enclosure that I just finished for them. Now, if you saw the last video, I gave you guys a DIY tutorial on how to build this ginormous tortoise enclosure. And today, we're going to be moving the tortoises into this enclosure. We finished the winter box right there. As you guys can see, the winter box came along. So this is where the tortoises are going to go when it's in the winter or to escape the crazy sun. So the tortoise enclosure is done. It's looking incredible. And guys, not only is the enclosure done, but I also put this really cool tortoise fact sign so we can be official, just like a real zoo. So that's what's going on for today's video. Theo and I are going to be loading the tortoises up. We're going to be moving them into their new enclosure. And the real question is are they gonna like it? So that's one thing we gotta wait for. So if that sounds like something you guys are interested in, well, you are in the right place. But before we actually go and load the tortoises up, well, I've actually got a sick tortoise here at my zoo, and we've got to give him his medication injection. So guys, without further ado, we're gonna hop right into that. Well, we made it to my shed, and we have got to inject our sick tortoise. We've got our injection right here. It's just a little shot, and this is our sick tortoise. Now, this tortoise, and the glove just ripped on me. All right, we've got our gloves on because whenever you're dealing with any sort of a sick animal, you want to wear gloves. We've got our injection now. This is the sick tortoise. Now, this is one of my Katinga cherry heads. Now, he's actually had 3 doses. This is actually his 4th dose. Now, I'm not sure what's wrong with him, but for the most part, when any tortoises are showing signs of sickness, you give them a 4-TAZ injections based on their weight. So we have our 4-TAZ injection right here. Now, this tortoise right here, he just got really solitary. He stopped eating, so I isolated him from the rest so he doesn't infect them if he is potentially sick. So he's looking more and more active. Each and every day he's looking more active. Now, we got a little shot right here, and we're gonna wanna inject him inside. And we're gonna give him a little, just under the skin in between the muscle. We're just gonna stick that in just right there where you have the injection in. Now we gotta hold his foot up. Now that needle is in, and you know it's in is when it just sticks in there. It's in there. Now we're just gonna take it right now, and we're just going to push it on in. 1, 2, 3, and we're giving him his injection. And we just wanna hold that there for a couple more seconds and pull it on out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We did it. This guy did amazing. He didn't really fight back too much. He is looking good. So guys, we gave our tortoise the injection. I showed you the new pen. So there's only one thing left to do. We're gonna go to the Redfoot enclosure. We gotta wrangle all those tortoises up and move them into their new enclosure. Well, we've made it over to our Redfoot tortoises, and it is a bright day out, but tonight it's gonna be frigid. It's gonna be freezing. We've got to get these guys moved into their new home. We've got to pull in the rest of the reptiles. Guys, really bright out, so sorry if I'm a little squinted. So basically, we have all of our Redfoots. I believe there is 18 of them in here. There is 18 Redfoot tortoises in here. We've got a whole bunch, just like this big female, this big girl right here. She almost looks like a radiated tortoise in shape. Just a beast of a female. She's actually pretty new, and oh my gosh. Oh, guys, do you know what this is? It's tortoise poop in it. It smells. All right, we've got this big female right here. Now, we've got to actually move all of these tortoises into bins because, again, we're going to be moving them. So I'm going to put this big girl right on into this bin. Now, looks like we've got a couple tortoises. We've got this big girl here. We've got Speedy. We've got Speedy and Maximus, the Redfoot tortoises. Now, Speedy and Maximus were donated to me, so if you're watching the channel and you donated them to me, thank you. They're living a great life. They're getting a big upgrade. So we're gonna put Speedy on in right now. We're gonna put Speedy in the bin now. The goal here is to put the biggest ones first and then stack the little ones. And now, guys, I'm gonna lift this up. I'm gonna reveal what we have in here. in just a few short seconds. You're not gonna believe it. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, look at this. An absolute ton of Redfoots. We've got, not only do we have small Redfoots, but there are just monsters like this big boy right here. What an absolute beast. And if you are new to the channel and you don't know about tortoises, well, this tortoise is a male. How do I know he's a male? Because he's got this big concave shell. And what he does is he takes this big concave shell, and when he's ready to breed and make some babies, he'll actually mount on the female just like that and kind of ride her around. And that is why they have concave shells. And if you have a tortoise and you didn't know how to tell whether it was a boy or a girl, well, now you know. We've got this big male, and we're just gonna load him on in again. The biggest ones first. So we've got him. Now I'm going to grab her and her. We got a lot of tortoises, guys. We got a lot of work to do. So we've got this guy, we got her and her. So these four are gonna kind of cover the bottom. Now we're gonna take this big male right here. We got another big old boy here. And we're literally just gonna kind of start stacking them, kind of like Jenga. We're just gonna kind of just fit them on into the bin. We've got a big female, 2 females right here. Hi guys, how you doing? Come on. So we're just gonna kind of stack them on in just like so. Guys, we've got a lot of tortoises to move. We've got this one and that one. So guys, I'll be back with you once we've got them loaded in.
1 hour later.
And well, we are done. I am loaded up, and as you can see, if you look at this right here, we have all the tortoises loaded on in. We have all of them in here in the bin. They're all stacked up. They're all moving around. We got some in here, as well as some more in here in this bin. We've got all of them loaded on in. And now that the tortoises are loaded in, well, there's only one thing left to do. I've got to hop on the golf cart. I'm gonna take a quick ride over to their new home. I'm gonna be releasing them in there, but the real question is, are they going to like it? So there's only one way to find out, and that is by releasing them. So if you guys wanna see that, well, we're gonna go and do that. And well, we have made it to the new enclosure. As you can see, it's a big upgrade. It's absolutely massive, and all of our tortoise are kind of stacked in here. They're all in this bin. Oh, is this male breeding her? Looks like he's, sir, are you breeding? Are you doing some breeding right now? So all the tortoises are in here, all the males and females, and we have some more in here. So basically what we have got to do right now is I'm gonna unload them. So we're gonna start with this bin that's the most packed. So we're just literally gonna dive on in. We've got Miss Speedy right here. She was the first one in the bin, and she's going to be the first one that we're actually releasing. So we're gonna put her on in. We already have our water dishes, fresh clean water for them, and we're just going to just release them on in. So whenever you actually move tortoises and put them in bins, they actually poop like crazy. So as you can see, there's just a whole lot of this tortoise poop right here. This poop, you can see, it's just, you can see the blades of grass in the poop. It smells just like, if you have tortoises, well, it just smells like tortoise poop. It's not the worst smelling thing in the world, but it's definitely not the best. So we're just gonna unload them in. Now guys, what do you think? Are they gonna like this new habitat? I definitely think so. 153 feet of lush, incredible grass for these amazing tortoises. So we're just gonna put this guy on in, just like that, and we're just gonna keep unloading them in. And now that we got a big habitat, well, we have room for more. So I've had actually almost all of these Redfoot tortoises here are actually surrenders. So if any of you guys are in South Florida or even in Florida and you have any pets that you don't want anymore, well, shoot me a DM on Instagram, send me an email. I take in a lot of unwanted pets, especially tortoises and other exotics. So if you have anything like that and you don't want it, send me a message. I normally take them in, and if I don't take them in personally, well, I'll be sure to point you in the right direction. So we've got this young female here. We're gonna release her on in. Let's get started with some of these guys. We've got this boy right here, and we're just gonna release them, and it's so cool to actually see them kind of just scatter into their new home. Absolutely incredible stuff here. So we've got all these tortoises. I mean, it's just so cool to see these guys all in a massive enclosure. Being able to release these tortoises in here and give them the proper habitat that they deserve is what I love to do, and that's what I want to do with all of the animals here at my preserve. So we've got our last tortoise. Yep, that is our last tortoise here. We're gonna put that bin right on the outside there in here, and as you can see, there's just a ginormous herd of these Redfoot tortoises. But we are not done yet. I've actually got some lettuce. We want to see if this ginormous herd of tortoises actually want something to eat. They just moved. They might want a snack. So let's go and find out. So all the tortoises have actually been released now, and they're all just walking around and checking their new habitat out. But we want to see if some of them actually want something to eat. So let's see if this guy wants something. You want that? Oh, and if you guys come and get real close, you can actually come and just see him munch on the lettuce. This one is actually a young male that I've been raising for quite some time now. And then look at this female. The one thing about Redfoot tortoises is they're one of the coolest pet tortoises you can have because of how friendly they are. And as a matter of fact, guys, I actually have 90 eggs in the incubator right now from these exact tortoises. So in just a few short months, maybe even a couple of weeks, that's when the first one should start hatching. I'm actually gonna have tortoises available from this group. You guys will get to own a piece of my jungle here by getting yourself a pet tortoise. So it's so cool to have these guys here. Let's see, you want a piece? You want a bite of lettuce? Oh yeah, look at that. Just coming in here, sitting in and hand feeding these tortoises is honestly one of the most relaxing and therapeutic things. So you enjoying that, right buddy? That's just so yummy right there. So we have this big lettuce head right here. We're just gonna kind of spread it on open right here and just leave the lettuce. And I bet you in no time, we're gonna have a herd of tortoises come in for this lettuce because it's a great snack. They're gonna see that bright yellow color. And well, that is going to end today's episode. I hope all of you guys did enjoy watching today's big tortoise move. This is a big step for me, finally getting the massive dream Redfoot enclosure done that I have always wanted to do. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to go right now, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you think these tortoises are going to like their new enclosure. And if you guys are not subscribed yet, you want to see more of these guys, you want to see tigers, lions, turtles, and tortoises, and all kinds of crazy animals, well guys, all you got to do is go right now, hit the subscribe button, tap that little notification bell, and you all will be notified whenever I post